basically what I want to do is just have a casual conversation.
Okay.
It was like myself and you. We're definitely self-employed or,
Right.
freelance and kind of just discuss some of that, but also, we can help each other come up with new ideas,
Okay.
So
I like.
really just informal, just, that's kind of the gist of it. So tell me a little bit about yourself and what you're doing and, what makes you you and what your business is.
Okay. Well, I'm Taylor J. I have a clothing line right here in Oakland. It's women's contemporary brand. We have a brick and mortar. We're online, and we are most known for bringing comfort to women of all sizes. And so we have a strong, supportive customer base right here in Oakland. And I will say that this is a crazy time right now, but that's what I have. And so my daughter, she operates the shop. She's 26 years old. So it's my daughter and myself, and then I pretty much I do everything else.
So I suppose with the changes now and availability to go out is limited, that's put a little strain on you. So how are you feeling and how are you holding up with this whole COVID-19?
Oh my God, okay, so on the 12th, I closed my store door because they weren't enforcing it, but it was like so dead. And so that week, it was just like, things have been happening like so quickly, like every hour there's like this new news press and they're like, oh, this is what's happening. And so people are becoming more panicky and people are more focused on toilet tissue and things that they need, and just in case they are forced to stay in the home, which now is happening, right? And so I already saw like business like go down like even before they said you cannot leave. And so I immediately was like, oh my God, I have a brick and mortar, that basically opening the doors and selling merchandise and our products, our brand is what is necessary. It's just there's no way around that. And we just made our pop-up space our permanent space. So of course my nerves are completely bad and I'm like, wow. And I'm concerned about, my customers, my daughter's in the store, we don't really know what's going on. And so I made the decision to, close the door on the 12th and not knowing really what was going to happen, but trying to figure out how can I re-strategize my, having a brick and mortar, like, what do I do to supplement that income? Because that is the space, right? And so, it's been, I'm still trying to think of things, every second there's like a new thought process in my head. And, of course, e-commerce is present. We have e-commerce, but for me, I am a designer. I don't sew myself. I rely on my in-house sewers and my factory for products. So, around the time that I'm supposed to be rolling out new things, my factory is gone. They're closed. They're, all my fabrics and things are in the factory. So I was really, really freaked out earlier this week. It's where I just kind of had to like, let me just take some time. Let me pray. Let me just figure out what I can do to be smart, and in the midst of that, I'm thinking about my friends, all my friends, like Sean, all of you guys, everyone that I'm friends with, you're all entrepreneurs. Everyone is self-employed. And so I'm thinking about my friends and I'm thinking about my customers who might lose their jobs. I'm thinking about, the seniors who are at risk. All these thoughts are just kind of going through my head. And I haven't been able to be selfish about my business yet. And I already made the decision to like, you know what, you're going to take this in, you're going to be mindful of all things. And then next week you will, put a plan in action that will strengthen my situation, my space and where I am. And also however I can support other people that I'm friends with,
Mm-hmm.
And so that's been kind of my mindset.
Yeah. I know it's, as an entrepreneur, it's very challenging to think about moving forward when you also have to think about the possibility of not having food or,
Right.
safety issues. So it's hard to redirect and hard to
plan. What are you planning for?
Yeah. Like,
You're like, is this the new way? Are we going to be in our homes and you can only go out and get food, So it's like, I don't know. It is really hard to plan. And my thoughts have been like, this is the time. I know on social media, we always say collaboration and all that stuff, and it sounds good, and most of the time it's BS. But this is the time now for you to really come together and partner with people. And it can't be like a self-gain type of thing, but just like a human, like now it's time for us to be in tune with humanity and people, you know? And so like small businesses, if you're not an entrepreneur, you don't really understand. But you need to know that if small businesses do not exist, this will affect us all. And what will come is not going to be good. So people, like community, have to understand that. Like you have to get behind and you have to rally and you have to support your small businesses because we have to be here. Like it's bigger. It's a bigger picture than just thinking, you know, someone who's an entrepreneur. You know, it's like just the way that things would turn for us all. It would not be nice.
There would be a lot of gaps in life.
In life.
You know.
There are a lot of people there. It will change the middle, all of that. It will. I don't even want to think about that. So I'm trying to figure out how can I express that to people who may not know, and so they can understand. Oh, you just want to save your business. It's bigger than just the business. You know, it's about you too. It's about your children. And it's not just, me keeping my business. Because, you know, we're entrepreneurs. We can always start another business. We know what to do, right? We start different businesses. So it's bigger than that. And it's just us as people coming together, being smart and trying to have some control where we can control. Because we can control our communities. We can control the people that we support and we stand by, you know? And so we have to hold on to that power and make smart decisions. You know, this whole world can't be Amazon.
Right.
You know?
Yeah,
Sorry.
I agree. I mean, there's that culture, that texture that's lacking. If you look at the possibility of where that might go. And I think the small businesses and the people that really like make the community what it is, that's the vibrance of life. And
that's the word you said, vibrance.
Yeah.
What about you? So for you, like, we need you, you know?
Yeah.
And so how are you holding up?
Well, I mean, my work is slowed down dramatically. Most of my work is either in person or on location or, you know, that sort of thing. And so this whole transition has been alarming. I had kind of dedicated most of the month to focus on building up the studio and getting that going, which in today's space, that feels a little fleeting. You know, it's like, I don't know when people will be able to come back in. And so there's that part of it. But along with all of this is also coming a pivot point. And that's kind of what we're doing right now is you know, supporting each other. And this is not a thing I want to do to profit, but as a content creator, I always have to create something. And so to me right now, this is an interesting dialogue. It's also interesting because we're all in the same point and we all need each other to overcome this.
We're all on the same playing field right now. Like this is like, there is no, I don't care how, you know, much difference your business might make, you know, annually, we are all in the same boat, you know? And so like for me, I'm self-funded company, small, you know, I really am like out the trunk type of startup. So I'm familiar with being creative. I'm familiar with figuring it out. You know, I'm familiar. So I'm not really like scared because I'm used to the unknown. And I'm like very faithful of like, okay, you know what? God is going to make this happen. You know, that's my mindset. Right. And so, but I still know a lot of people are feeling different ways. And so, you know, in our community as a group, so I'm still aware that we have to, be smart. We have to strategize. We have to plan. We have to work together. I think that bloggers, or just even if you're not a blogger, there's people who have platforms or people that listen and pay attention and that maybe support their products. Don't be afraid to share your, this is the time to share. This is not the time for you to be just trying to sell your own thing, but it's also time for people to stop living in this superficial social media world, but to, you know, have human kindness and not being afraid to, you know, like support. Like for me, I want to support my friends' businesses like they're mine, you know? And so I think if we kind of put that energy out and we show that we're not just this, you know, filtered race of people, then I think that things will shift in a positive way, because we'll come out of this better people. You know, we'll come out more confident. You know, I feel like there's so many things that have made people become, you know, followers and, you know, not so confident and insecure. All these just different things that have happened because of the power of, you know, online or whatever, just the world. So this is the time that we can honestly come together and make really strong, smart decisions and change things for the better. Like we really, really can, you know? And so the people that have strong platforms, go online. Don't just share someone that's big like you, but go and find other small companies and share and really talk to your followers and give them something that they can use, not just always about yourself.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I feel like everything's always about self. We've got to stop being so cocky, because at the end of the day, none of this matters. Right. Look at this. Look at the people who are getting this and just passing on or just getting sick. Like this is the power of God. Like this is true. You know, like this is not something that man can really control. Mm-hmm. You know, so we have to be smart and just, I think, just dig deep and pull the good out. That's literally what I've been focused on this whole week. And I'm just like, I'm going to try to just be genuine in everything that I do, and sensitive to people, and from that, natural goodness and things they naturally fall into place, right? Yeah, that's what I believe. Yeah. And then there was a long answer, but you know, I give back the long explanations and then put my hands all over the place. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So, I mean, I know you said you haven't had a lot of time to think about, you know, some of your pivot points or how you're really, you know, going to stay ahead of this as a business. And you did mention that, you know, we're survivors. So whether this works or not, we're going to continue to create, continue to find solutions. But is there anything that's been kind of heavy on your mind or that you've been thinking about in regards to?
For me? Yeah. So I have some things. I mean, I'm not completely just sitting here being this super sensitive girl in the house, right? I mean, I have some things lined up. I'll be doing some virtual activities that are in line with my business, you know. So a lot of my customers that have never met me, I would love to do like one-on-one styling with them and, you know, kind of introducing them, talking to them about the brand. So I'll be doing things like that, which is a new thing for me because I don't go on social media as much as I should. You know, already know how I am. I'm like running from the camera. So I'll be doing that. And then also, I'm still designing and creating. I'm not going to stop. Like I'll be in my studio, you know, working a few days out of the week, you know, for this whole month. A few hours out of the day, making some new things, launching some new pieces. I will still do that. Especially now that I know that my team is working part-time too, because I was a little bit afraid, like, oh my God, they're not out. But today we got great news. So they are. And so I'm still going to continue on building for my shop. And, you know, so in April and May and spring and all of those things. So I very much have a mindset of not losing. So I don't feel like, oh my God, this is over. I'm just like, okay, let me just do these things while this is happening. So when it's over, you know, we can carry on and keep going. And so I have some virtual things I'll be doing. And also I'm going to be launching, but doing these lives with my maker friends. So I'm asking some of my friends that have brands or they're an entrepreneur that we do lives together, and whatever service or product they provide, they match whatever style I'm giving to my people. Okay. So I'm going to be doing introductions that way. And I think that'll be fun. And then, you know, just kind of sharing with my supporters and my following the things that I love, and also just hearing from them. Like I think I have a pretty strong customer base that I want to give them the platform of sharing companies that they love, like me, you know? So I'm going to really focus on my customers like I've always been doing. and just kind of dig deeper in that while we have each other's attention. So I want to be interviewing people and talking to them, and it'll be a lot of that for me. And that is always what I've kind of been about. So this is the time right now where we can actually kind of build on that, like, what are you doing? You're at home with your children. How are you feeling? Just even yesterday, I asked my people in my newsletter, let's start journaling together and let's see, like, what are you learning about yourself while you're sitting with yourself? You know what I mean? Like I don't watch television unless I'm with my man. We only watch TV together. Other than that, I don't watch TV. So if I'm at home, I don't even turn the TV on if I'm by myself. And the phone, I'll only be on social media for so long. So it's not like I'm just stuck to, to social media. So hopefully people are the same in that area, and they're like, what are you learning about yourself? What are you learning? What type of human are you? And so let's try to like learn about ourselves. And I'm all about comfort. So with that, you learn to build a comfortable lifestyle, a comfortable mindset by learning more about yourself. So I'm going to be tapping in those areas and still designing, of course, and planning, even though I have no dates of any sort. And this month, and this is Women's History Month, we were supposed to have a few events in the shop. And so I know for sure I'm going to do one at least. That will be like a virtual writing workshop. Mm-hmm. And so we'll do that. And there's a few more things I have on the list, but it's all virtual, styling and, how to wear this and all of that stuff.
Tell me a little bit about the balance between this crisis mode and still running a business. Like, I mean, we talked a little bit about, the business, but tell me about personal. I know hitting the gym is pretty important to you, and how are you coping and dealing with that?
Well, I'm not working out, which is kind of nice. I was playing, but I'm doing some like stretching, and strangely enough, I have on a waist trainer right now. Okay, but I have no appetite right now, which is really weird. So I said to myself, I'm going to fast during this time, like maybe see if I can fast for a minute and just like drink water and eat tangerines, right? Those little cuties, because, vitamin C and all of that. And I'm kind of naturally doing it because I don't even really have an appetite, which is weird. So I don't know why. I guess so much is on my mind. Because it's just knowing you cannot go somewhere, like even down to me ordering fabric. I can't order fabric right now. I cannot order fabric. So I was in my studio today, like, okay, I need to be creative with what I have and just use what I've got. And this is, which I always do, but now it's like, it's a little stressful because I can't do that. Right. But just knowing that you cannot go to the gym, or you can't go, to the hair salon, or I can't get my eyebrows have not been done in a month. 1 month. Yep. Yeah. So, just those things it's really weird. And so I think that, like, for me, I work really hard, and I never take breaks. So I think the first few days I was kind of like, oh, I get to sit down, and I wanted to learn. I think I wanted to teach myself to not hop up at 5 a.m. and be in my studio at, 5:45 or 6 a.m. Like me just learning to love and respect myself a little bit more, and not thinking that the grind is all that matters in life. I think that is something that I'm appreciating a little bit. And I feel like, okay, we're all in this together. We're all going through this. And I have felt like this before there was any corona around, And so I'm like, let me learn in this situation. Let me flip things around, but let me take care of me too, So it's almost like, I don't know, it's almost like this weird mind thing that I've had going on the last few days. And it's kind of, I'm not afraid, but it is kind of like crazy that people can tell us we can't go somewhere, and they can tell you that you have to close the doors and you can't go anywhere. Like, that right there makes me feel concerned. Mm-hmm. And so the concern of things, I don't want to say fear, but the concern it's like, oh, what's about to happen? What's happening? You know, and whatever we can control, I think we need to try to control as much. And the only thing I know that we can control is being kind, loving, caring, and supportive to our communities. And, you know, that's what we can control. We can control those things. And so I just want to stand in that place and show it and mean it.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's definitely interesting. I think one of the things that is fascinating, but it's also a little alarming in the sense of social media and how so many different sources are coming out. And, you know, like you have, you know, 200 friends that are posting things that you don't know if they've actually read the article, or
they're just posting something, saying it.
Yeah, it's like everyone's become their own news anchor.
Oh, everyone shut up.
Yeah.
And you know, like
you need one clear
source.
Yeah. I don't know if you listened to the governor's speech last night, but it was very, very fascinating in how, I mean, he actually shared real facts and was really open about it, you know, saying things
he's been pretty awesome, actually.
Yeah, I mean, I've never listened to him before.
I've never even seen him before. Sad, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, oh, that's what it looks like? Okay.
But yeah, I mean, he was comforting. I mean, he gave some real numbers and some real concern, but yet also, you know, offered some positivity and some control of the situation. And I think that was really helpful. Last thing I wanted to kind of touch about is just the creative life. I know you said that you're in the studio, you're creating some new things. And then obviously you've got some other business-minded focused things and things like that. But I just wanted to see, like, as far as creativity goes, are you trying anything new? I know you said you have some limited fabric and you're kind of using what you have, but is that sparking any new creative ideas, or what's the situation creatively?
So no, I haven't been trying to plan new things. I'm more so like, create new things. I'm more so like, how do I, kind of build on things that I've always wanted to do that I haven't done, because I have so many ideas and plans. It's more so like, let me work on those things and let me kind of, bring things together and make sure it makes sense. So it's more so that I'm not just in there like, oh, let me make this real quick. I don't want to work from a hustling mindset, because I've always been like that. I want to just like, be a little bit more like strategic and a little bit more smart and genuine with things. So that's kind of my plan. And I know I'm going to build on that more so, because this week has been a little bit of a mental, for myself type of week. So I haven't been like, oh my God, what do I do? It's been my thought, but I haven't been. But next week I will.
Right.
So check in with me next week.
Right. So I mean, creatively wise, I mean, you're not necessarily taking inspiration for new things, but you're taking the time, the slowdown to actually work on ideas that you've had prior.
In the past. Okay. Yes. Because I have so many ideas. Yes. And there's so many, I have journals of lists of things. So I'm going to start tackling things and make sure that they're aligned with how I'm feeling right now.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, again, in the whole scheme of things, I think, what's that?
Inspiration from myself.
Yeah. I mean, we all have it, right? And I think, part of this discussion is really, some people are taking time to just rework their website. Some people are taking time to play with new ideas and do new research. And other people are like yourself, excuse me, that are taking these ideas that they've had and actually putting them into practice, because we get so bogged down in the grind and
forced to. So it's almost like that forced to, okay, I had that idea, but now I'm going to do that. I'm going to make that happen. So next week will be a different week for me. This week is a little bit like, okay, we're wrapping this up. But next week, I'm, execution all week.
Yeah, I like it. Well, I know you're busy. So
I'm going to go help my friend, because I came here to help her. I'm in her space right here. As you see the food in the back.
Thank you for taking time out. And, I'm a resource. We can always chat, as you know. But
yes, no, thank you. I'm going to be interviewing you next week on my live. So, let me know.
I like it. So
yeah. I'm going to share, I'll have details for that tomorrow, and I'll put it out there. So I'll see what your calendar looks like so you can be one of my invites.
Yeah, I'd love to join you.
Yay. Thank you for having me.
Well, thanks, and have a great day. And
Stay in the house.